And click. There we go. Hello and welcome back to Flory Models. Here we are for part 2 of the Saturday the 26th of November's mammoth super turkey shootout builds extravaganza, everything else you can think of. After some food, which I'm now absolutely stuffed, completely stuffed. So I'll need to let it go down and make some room really, and all the rest of it. So earlier on today, obviously Steve was with us. Steve's pushed on lovely with his Wildcat, is it he's doing? Yeah. So he's actually pushed on really nicely with that one. So he's going to have a break from that one now. Hans has been absolutely pushing on like a trooper. Yeah. There we go. Do you want to hold it up to the camera to have a look-see?
Sure. Before the break, we had the little mishap with my airbrush, but we got the...
Yeah. What was that? What went wrong?
I was actually spraying some lacquer thinner before,
Yeah.
and I think the seal just swelled up, so it got some backflow on it. That's all.
Ah, right. Okie dokie.
Got that all taken care of. And
lovely job. No, it looks fantastic. Very nice and glossy.
there's that. And then we got the little muffler.
Yeah.
Let's see. Other way. We'll get it figured out.
For those of us over here in the real world, we call that an exhaust.
And then just to go back, Phil, on the person who was asking about the modeling knife.
Yeah, yeah, a nice handle one. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's Phillips Woodwork and Models. It's Philip, I believe you pronounce it Huey. It's on 2490 Northwood Drive in Milton, Georgia, 3004. And I'll hold this up, and I don't know if you can take a picture of that, Phil.
Yeah, I don't know. The guys might be able to screenshot it off of this.
Otherwise, I can post it up, I guess.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, they are very nice, aren't they? Very nice knives indeed. And they don't roll off your desk and stab you.
Yeah, they're maybe a nice little Christmas gift. They're not cheap for sure. He makes all sorts of different kinds, and it's just kind of a little hobby that he does, and pretty fun. He doesn't have a website, but I think he sends you pictures of his inventory. You know, I've always bought from him just local or at IPMS Nationals. But really nice guy, retired guy. Most likely his wife will answer the phone, I believe, and then just say that you're looking for his woodworking handles for hobbycraft knives, and he'll show up and give you all the details. I think, don't quote me on this, but I believe they're like $19 to start off with. They go up, way up, depending on the type of woods that you use. So, not cheap, but yeah, just a nice thing to have for a Christmas present, maybe.
Well, again, I think like all tools, it's that thing, isn't it? Where if you've got nice tools, you tend to look after them, and they'll last you a lifetime. Versus doing something where, if it's just cheap, especially with me, I'm a bit of an animal with all my gear. When it breaks, it bins, and I buy another one. But if you've got something nice, then you definitely tend to look after it a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, okay, so plan of action. Well, hold on, if I show you mine, for you guys who haven't seen me, what I've been up to. We're going to have a vote later on during the week, everybody, because I've got all these new camera angles running, and it was like interesting to know from your guys what type of angles you prefer to see. So we've got the classic overhead, which I can show you on this one. So I have now finished and completed, and he is done the Bell X1. Really happy of how it turned out. As I said, I wanted to give it a little bit of weathering, a little bit of wear and tear on there, and I didn't want it to look just like a white brick with some stars and bars on it. So hopefully we sort of achieved that. Really nice. I've glued the door, only because I'll lose it, as everyone was pointing out, to the actual wheel bay door. And then that way it stops it running away. Very happy how it turned out. I'll take some proper photos of this later on and everything else like that. And then on the close-up you can see, I was a little bit worried about this cockpit, how it's actually come out, but actually it came out all right. Very happy how it all sort of worked. But hopefully you can see, I've got some dark patches in there and some light and some stuff around the back and various things in there. I just wanted it to not be too clean and everything else. The knocking sound you can hear is the lead weight flipping around in there. But you know, you can see in there we've got the harnesses and all the bits and all the good bits and everything else. It works really, really well. Then we've got this other camera angle over here. Is it not working today? Yes, it is working. So there we go. We have this angle as well now. That way, it's back to front slightly. So yeah, very, very happy with it. No problems at all. A nice little cute build, as I said. Technically not something I would probably rush out and build and all the rest of it, but really nice to have something just a little bit different to be going through. Okay, because of that, what I've decided to do, again, I didn't want to be in a situation where we build something which I'm never going to have time to finish and all the rest of it, and it just sits in a pile of doom. So for the last 5 minutes, because that's literally, it took me 5-10 minutes to bung this together, we've got the ISO container. This is absolutely solid. It's probably the solidest bit of modelling I think we've ever done. It's quite thick, it's chunky, goes together very well. I've got to do the doors on that, which I'll do in a moment, but we actually put this together. The idea being what we're going to do with it is to weather it. So we're going to use lots of different weathering techniques on this one. So the idea being is that perhaps we'll come in, do some chipping on it, but we show different ways of chipping. So perhaps we use chipping fluid in one area, we use a little bit of hairspray, we do the sanding technique, just using the standard washes and everything else like that over it, as well as other things. So we can just sort of play with different techniques to show, or basically just showcase different ways of doing things, okay, and everything else like that. But generally, I have to say, it really went together very, very well. Very happy with it, and it is what it is. It's a giant container, but it's probably the most solid bit of modelling stuff I've ever done. It's one of these things you don't fear dropping it at all. It has got some nice little details, and on the front here we've done some of these little cleats on there for the locking mechanism. We've got to put the door handles on and everything else, but then hopefully by the end of today I'll get this in, and we'll get obviously the first couple of coats on this, and then tomorrow doing the live shows I'll start showing you the chipping techniques, the wearing techniques, the rub techniques, and all the different ways you can actually weather one of these things up. So I say quite nice, and something we can do for a couple of days to showcase different sort of weathering things you might want to get up to. So that's the plan with that one. So as ever, you have all been busy in the forum asking your questions. Remember, you can post your questions up or post them up on YouTube as well, on the old one. You can't comment on the current one, but you can comment on the old one. And Lisa has posted up there saying, really great work by all, love the show. Thank you very much, Lisa. She put that up on the YouTube one. Couple of things down in here we've got, and Steve saying, first of all, that looks absolutely lovely, fantastic, well done for you on that one, Clint, done a great job there. Thanks to the LED filter, we said about that one just before we went off air. Then Wesley's put up, evening gents, no questions, just building along with my Terminator, not looking forward to the track links, have a good one. If you're doing the same Terminator as I did, then actually it's not too much of a problem on that one. It goes together, the track's pretty good. Just be careful with the pins that you don't break them off. But it has this sort of connect system, and you use a block and you work your way through. It's one of those things, again, it's not a massive job. I think I got into a roll with it, and I did one track one day, and I think I did the other track on the second day, and it went together pretty well. Joe says, hi guys, no question, enjoying the build weekend. On a light note, I sometimes wonder why full-size aircraft are not built out of styrene. Its aerodynamic qualities are outstanding, as I can attest to dropping a piece off my bench and finding it 10 feet away across the room. Cheers from northern Colorado. Definitely, it does make you wonder, because styrene is strong, it's flexible. Yeah, I think they should do.
Yeah, a lot of folks fly. They're called foamies in RC. And they're pure styrofoam put together, painted up, and they fly beautifully. And you can crash them, and not a lot of damage to them. They're super light.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
definitely fantastic. Trevor says, one possible Star Trek model, we were talking about that before we went off air, that you might consider is the USS Excelsior, is it? Excelsior? Which was released by Polar Lights on the 1st of December. It's been unavailable since the original release by AMT back in the Search for Spock film was released. AMT cannibalized the molds to produce the Enterprise B. Polar Lights have retooled it and have included parts so you can either produce the NX experimental version seen on the Search for Spock, or the NCC version, now you're getting complicated for me, from the undiscovered country. They've also produced a set of Aztec decals by Cartograph, so they'll be nice.
Yeah.
As a separate, the kit can only comes with names, peanuts and some pinstriping. Sorry, pennants and pinstriping. I think it's one of the more elegant ships from Star Trek, and it's 1:1000 scale and relatively compact when compared to size of the original AMT and D Enterprise. The model is about 18 inches long, 8 inches wide. It would be interesting to see how you handle painting it, and if and how you would represent the Aztec plating pattern on the different tonals to it of the panels, which you use to give the screen models the feeling of bulk. Yeah, again, it's one of those things. Like as you say, I'm very much into my sci-fi, and I've done things, and as I say, I've got plans for next year. So definitely, I will try and get hold of one. I'll make a note of all the details. You just cut yourself.
Just jam myself.
Oh right. I will see what we can do. I'll see if I can get a hold of that one, or if anybody knows where it is, shoot me the link and I'll go off and get it. Michael says, hi guys, really loving the live turkey shoot. Steve, a question for you. Sorry, Steve's left the building, but he might pop in, you never know. What kind of cameras do you use to broadcast? They seem small and have great resolution. Steve's using what I used to use, which is what you've got as well, isn't it, Hans?
Yeah,
the Logitech, is it the 920?
Yeah, Logitech 920.
Yeah, it's the Logitech 920. The thing is, you can stream it at 1080. That's the thing. It doesn't like streaming at 1080. You have to make it, and it does it by default through Skype. Yeah, nice one.
So that's the front camera, and then the side one over here. That's straight off of my laptop. Actually, it's just a built-in one.
Yeah. But the big thing is, sometimes by default, webcams like to shoot at 720. They need a bit of encouragement to make them do it at 1080. Luckily, Skype, that's how we do it. Default is 1080 anyway, so it's quite handy, and it fits in with my rig because I use big cameras with capture cards, and that's how we do it with that one. David Smith, hello Phil and Hans. Steve says he's lost in the building now. Just a quick colour question. I hadn't planned on doing this build, and I find myself without the right colours. I'm doing the solid gloss navy blue version, and the call out is Federal Standard 15042. I have several blues, sorry my mouse is in the way, to choose from. The Model Master Dark Sea Blue Enamel, rather not use this. The Vallejo 00 Blue, and 005 Intermediate Blue, or 054 Dark Blue. Game Air 715 Hexed Lichen. I'm thinking the Lichen might be lightning with a few drops of blue. Any thoughts? You got Tamiya X5, isn't it, as well, which is
which
the royal blue.
Doesn't say.
Yeah, I think it's the one which is the overall dark blue, isn't it?
Okay. Yeah, so that's a really dark blue.
That's the really dark blue.
Let's see.
04 blue. Where's my little thing? Is it in here? Hold on.
There's one that's called Royal Blue, actually.
Yeah, isn't that Tamiya X5?
That's X3.
X3, sorry, Royal Blue. Yeah, well, that's what Tamiya call out for it, for when you do the Corsair, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I don't think he's got that. I think he's saying he's got Vallejo Blue, which is the Azul 04. That would probably be close. Or he's got 5, which is going to be too grey.
If you have XF8 flat blue in Tamiya, you can just darken it up with black.
Yeah.
Would be another one. What's the other range?
54. Yeah, Vallejo 54. Yeah, I would go 04. 004 for the blue, the Azul blue. It's not quite the deep blue you want, but you can add a little bit of black to it. But if you're going to be going for that sort of scale effect and all the rest of it, then that might be one way of doing it.
I might have that. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, there it is. Very.
It's a dark blue, isn't it?
Yeah. Of course, I'm bleeding all over the place.
Man down, man down.
Man down. If I all of a sudden keel over, you know, Call
Yeah, that's it.
Call
The blood.
911.
Get the quick clot out.
Let's take a look and see how dark this is.
All right, hold on.
Piece of paper. Let's see.
Actually,
Yeah, that's actually pretty good. That is pretty good, actually. Whoops.
yeah.
See
Yeah, it's
that?
quite a dark blue. I think if you put a few layers on, yeah.
Yeah, just light layers.
Uh-huh.
That's actually, it's a little too, I want to call it bright blue in there, but maybe just a hint of black.
Black in there, just to darken it off a little bit, yeah.
Just one drop in a full color cup.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's actually pretty good. It's 71004.
Yeah. So there we go. That's what we're thinking. If you're literally just down to those colours, I can't comment on the that hexed one because
Unless I've got it in my other listing.
But is that the bottom color? What is that?
I don't know. It's a white top one. I don't know what I've done with my paint list for that particular one to see what colour it looks like. Everything else in here, but
I'm gonna stay like that.
I don't know. Any members got any ideas? Shout them out, please, and that'd be a great help. So we can do that one. Okay.
Sail color?
Hmm.
Is it like a sail color?
Well, apparently, I don't know. It's 715. It'll be. I don't know if it's the Gay Mare colours because it's a 7.2 coding on that.
Mm-hmm.
So I assume it'll be at one of the white top ones, won't it? I think. Hold on. I've got that as well, actually, in here.
Oh no, I don't really have that brand.
That's 9. 7. French, USA. Sea grey, interior green, drab, dark gold, natural blue. Light grey, natural blue. French. Italy. UK. Yom Kippur War. L. Euro 1 tax, 60s and 70s, that's more the older ones. 004 blue one, X3. Yeah, see, the equivalencies on mine are giving out as being that will be the right type of blue, but just darken it a little bit. It's definitely not the right federal standard one, but the closest it's getting to it is X3. So as we know, X3 is pretty good for it. Yeah. So yeah, have a play with that one, see how you get on with that one. You could always just paint it if it looks the wrong blue, then just recoat it with just a slightly darker shade, and it'll give you a patchy look to it as well, which could be quite nice.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so Neil says, hi Phil, you mentioned the other day you leave your compressor on all the time. I do that every so often and it will refill the cylinder. Will this damage the compressor over time, or is it best I turn it off when I'm not going to use it? This is one of those things, do as I say, not as I do, because I've never turned my compressor off in my life, I don't think. I just leave it on. The only time I actually turn it off is either if I'm going away for the weekend, obviously on holiday, we power everything down and I bleed it. I'll let it out. Normally, to be honest, that's when it gets a birthday and I take it out and empty it as well. And I do things like that. So from that point of view, you should turn it off. From a safety point of view, just God forbid if it did overpressure and the emergency release valve didn't work. I heard a rumour going around the other day, I don't know if somebody can clarify it, but somebody sent me a message saying a well-known model has blown himself up after the regulator blew up. Which I can't believe the regulator would blow up, because surely the emergency dump valve on the actual tank itself would release, and then you've got another one on the regulator as well. So, you know, I don't know, unless there's a real fault somewhere. But even if the one in the regulator's not working and not like dumping air from there, but the emergency one on the tank should go well before anything else. So I'm surprised. But somebody sent me a thing saying, "Oh, have you heard?" And I'm like, "Nope, don't know it," because they were asking me who was it.
Yeah.
But especially if he's a well-known modeler, he should know better, really. But as I have said, we had a conversation, I think, when we were talking about compressors, that technically what you've got underneath there is equivalent to a like £20 explosive bomb. So, you know, they should be looked after because it's under a lot of pressure sat under there. Like mine sits there at 50 psi or whatever it is permanently. If it was to go bang, you wouldn't want to be next to it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think they are going to corrode and go. I think my oldest one down there is now must be 10 years old, and everything else like that. And that's the one which I got the video on with all the sludge coming out at the bottom. I must admit, I don't use that one now. I use the other one and I use it as a backup. But definitely, just those things every now and again, bleed them out, let them out, and all the rest of it, and you'll be absolutely fine. But yeah, definitely turn it off. Just I don't. And sometimes in the middle of the night, you hear it sort of, you know, refill itself. Because I do have long hoses. I've got like 20 feet of hose. I've got hoses that come right the way around. So there's like 5 points on the desk as well. So they're all on there. And occasionally they all got little leaks and that. So you will hear it pop itself on. Paul Morgan says, Phil, a question about your Super A6 Intruder. Was it nose heavy? I watched the videos, but I'm asking in case I missed something. All the best to you over the weekend. Do you know what? I can't remember. I don't think we did. I can't think where I'd have put nose weight in it, to be honest. Because no, we didn't. I don't think it's too bad. I'm just trying. Honestly, I can't remember putting nose weight in it. It doesn't feel that heavy, as in nose heavy or anything. I think it's just okay. Even with it folded up, the engine's hanging out the back and all the rest of it, because the engine is further back when it's on the pylon than it would be if it was installed on it. But there's a lot of weight in there. You've got a lot of stuff going in at the front end. You know, the wings in the folded position are further back than they would be forward, I think, just by a little bit. Yeah, it's definitely not a tail sitter and nowhere near it. Even if you push it back, it falls forward. But honestly, I can't remember putting nose weight into it. And if I did, I can't think where I'll put it anyway. Because we've got the nose open, you've got air intakes in the front, there's a nose well in there, so I don't think we ever did. But the cockpit, there's a lot of plastic in the cockpit. You've got, you know, it's quite beefy at the front. There isn't a great deal going down the back. So from that point of view, no. But, as you say, I just don't remember doing it. The only place it could have had it would have been underneath the rear deck behind the cockpit. You could have popped it in there and I would remember doing that. So honestly, I don't think we did on that one, but as I say, I could be wrong. Mark Roberts, hi Phil and Hans. I'm not involved in the turkey shoot, but trying to finish off the Bandai Slave one. That looks very nice indeed. Very good. Nice chippy work on all of that. Coming along very nicely. I don't think we're doing mine next weekend, I tell you. I think I might be having a weekend off next weekend after this. Gonna need it. Yeah, I might have a little break. I might have a break on bloody Monday, actually. Monday morning and Tuesday. I might have to catch up with a load of stuff. So that's looking very good. Why are we on that? Right, okay. That's... Sorry, I want to go there. That's the end of that one. Right, okay. So well done there. Right, as we have a quick look at your great work that's going on at the moment, if we just refresh this. And the scimitar, which all the wheels and all the drives, the road wheels and the idlers and everything, looking really good. We've got the sand colour going down on there. And the desert camo, fantastic work, looking really nice on that. Well done, Seth, great job on that one. As I said, not a straightforward kit on that one, so he's doing a great job on that.
Yeah.
This one's... Oh, he's doing the base now.
Well.
Sorry, that's it. Sorry, no, I was thinking of the other one. It's all thing. Anton, that's right, he's doing the 20mm flak, isn't he? So he's doing a little base for it as well. Lovely little job. Nice job on that. That's a good base. Fantastic. Very nice indeed. Well done on that. It'd be interesting to see that one all come together. Again, lightningly fast. You think we were technically, you know, I know here we are on day 3. If you'd have really got on with it at the beginning, but technically it's only day 2 still. Right, Walker Bulldog. Oh wow, that's really coming along nicely. Absolutely. Alclad Aqua Gloss with decals on. Pin wash. Back at work tomorrow. Oil-based weather. That's looking really, really nice.
Yeah, looks good.
Yeah.
Some pretty
Definitely
cool decals on that tiger head. Looks good.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, looking good, that one. And Herman working on the baby Wildcat.
Yeah.
Very nice. It's a great little kit, that, because you think it's got a nice detailed cockpit. It's got a pretty detailed engine on that one, and then it's actually, you say, it's got ailerons as well. That's a really nice job on that one. Mr. Paint for down in the tail, all primed up, looking good. Well done on that one, Herman. Looking forward to seeing more of that one. What else we got? Pink Panther. Peter's working on the Pinky. Well, it's not Pinky anymore, it's green. Very nice, coming along really well. Nice weathering jobs. Fantastic. Great job on that one. Starting to take shape nicely. And what else have we got? Where are we? Pink Panther? Spitfire. Neil's. How are we doing, Neil? Looking very much the part now.
Yeah.
So there we go. We've got the decals all going down there. Golf November Hotel. Really nice. Beautiful work. Well done, Neil. Doing a great job on that one. Tomorrow's job will be weathering, final construction, with Monday looking good for the final reveal. Well done. Fantastic. And Nigel on the old cargo truck. A lot of work going into this one. He's doing a great job on this one. Well done, Nigel. Really pushing on that one. Fantastic. Beautiful work. Nice leathery seats as well. Good colour on that. Like that. Really nice. T70. Wow.
Huh?
Wow.
That's going to be quite a bit of work.
Yeah, Daz, you going to get that one done? 3 days.
I
Crikey,
like it.
that's,
Oh, look
yeah,
at that.
that's
Track.
it.
Look at the track. Go back.
Yeah. I must admit, when we saw them when I did the review, it was like, crikey. Fantastic. But he's well on his way. Pushing on with that one. Well on there, Daz. Go for it.
Yeah.
Okay, the Charlie. How is the Charlie doing? Wow, we're really coming together now. Nigel's really pushing through and beating this one into submission.
Jeez.
Starting to take shape. Very nice painting. See, look, I can't do that.
No. That's cool.
Beautiful work. Yeah, very cool. And that's the Charlie. No more in that one. We back up 2 hours in. Yeah, we're about.
Yeah, 2 hours in now.
Yeah, that's it. We're 2 hours in now. Right, there we go, guys. So there we go. That brings us slightly up to date. Well done, everybody. Fantastic job. Right, okay. So I don't know why we've quite gone to there. Let me just refresh that, and then we'll just go there. Right, okay, just 2 more in there. Kerry says, would the colour hands have had up cover up the black primer work? That's for using that blue. No, not if you're careful with it. It will just show darker. So, because the black, if you've pre-shaded with it, but if you've gone totally in with black primer, you're probably going to be in the right, if you're black basing it, I think you're probably going to be in the right ballpark. So that blue just needed darkening a little bit, didn't it, I would have thought. So...
I think he's just asking if it will work over black primer, which is fine.
Yeah.
If you just do I would do if it's the Tamiya color, do a 60-40 mix, and then this Vallejo stuff, like a probably like 60 paint 40 thinner if you have it. There's the MIG ammo thinner works, and they have their own, or Vallejo has their own too, which is same stuff really. And then there's let's see, which one is this? That's the retarder. Pretty good stuff if you ever see it floating around somewhere.
Yeah, I do need to pick some of that up. I've used the other one, but I'd like to give that one a whirl.
Yeah,
because obviously it's specifically designed for Vallejo, so
yeah. 62.065.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really nice.
Really good
Yeah,
stuff.
I'll have to pick some of that up, definitely. So yeah. Nick has put up a picture, but I can't click on it because it's to an external link. It's nothing to do with something dodgy popping up. It's just that I don't want to get flagged for copyright or something else like that. That's why we have to be very sort of careful how you live stream. Because if I was to accidentally live stream something I shouldn't, I could get really done for it. They're pretty hot on stuff like that. You can probably get away with it if you just do a couple of videos, but because we do a lot, they tend to watch what we do. But anyway, it is a picture of Chuck Yeager next to the Bell X1 with the door missing completely, so we have got it right with it off like that. So thank you there, Nick, that one's worked. Right, so from my point of view, which camera should we use? Should we try this one for a bit? As I say, let me know as well, guys, which camera angle you quite like.
Yeah, let me switch out to the close-up, see if that's in here. Let me know if that works pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
Testing out my equipment here. So.
Yep, shout if you like it. Right, we did those. Now we're going to take these bars off.
There we go.
Yeah, it's a good angle, that.
Let's try that. There we go.
Mine's a little shallow, I must admit.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out.
I've been moving my camera around for the last 10 years, don't worry about it.
Further higher up or more underneath?
As I say, this angle here is quite nice for showing because you can sort of just do this and show people, and it's like sitting across a room from someone seeing it. But you know, overall, from a downward one, you sort of get everything in there. So it just depends a lot. Some people prefer different angles. That's the thing. That's why I tend to move it. Like you've got close cam there now.
Yeah, I'm just checking this sensor. That might be too. All right.
Okay. That's good. Oh, can't get that thing out. There we go. Okay, so pick a size, any size. There is one. So have you got any builds planned for next year, Hans, you're particularly wanting to get on with? Apart from your SU-25, obviously.
Yeah, SU-25 definitely. That's going to take up, I think, quite a bit of time. The last one that I did was a good 8 months. So I got to get it ready for nationals somehow.
Yeah.
So that gives me right at 8 months. Definitely that. What else do I got planned? A couple of things that I got to finish up, of course. The Sherman needs to be finished up with the pizza cutter up front. And,
Yeah.
My BMP2 needs to be just flat coated, and I got to finish up the two crew guides. I guess I can show those. I showed those yesterday. These guys are pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, really nice they are. Yeah, cool. Very nice.
Yeah, they really turn out pretty nice. And then my future or Loop 46 project, I always get sidetracked, you know, just like everybody else. But this is really all the other small parts are done. I just gotta get. I gotta get this finished out. You know, let's see, where is it?
Yeah, no, that's good.
Probably Probably a couple more armor builds, I'm sure. What's on deck? Let's see. Might do a patent straight out of the box.
Yeah.
And I might do a T72 B3 from Meng, or I'll do the T90 from Meng with all the stuff on it. I got so much stuff for that.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, it's a shame to cover up all that PE and the metal barrels and stuff.
Yeah.
I almost want to do a build where it's just all the way done except the paint, and show off all the PE and make it just beautiful underneath. And just
Yeah, that's it.
no glue, which is your object anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
That would be really fun to do, I think.
Sometimes I see, especially the armor stuff, because there's a lot more photo etch than obviously the aviation stuff, is that they look stunning. As I say, like that Tiger that's going on at the moment, with the photo etch stuff, it looks absolutely beautiful all over it. So it just seems such a shame, because when you paint it, the layman isn't going to know it's there. And it is that nice thing. If you was just to dump one into primer and have it all looking like it, as you say, so you could see all the work that goes into something. Because all too often with this hobby is that, like cockpits and various things is, we know that it's all been done, but anybody looking in at it doesn't,
Right.
I
just want to call it a naked build, right? Just
that's right.
All the PE on it, have the metal barrel, metal tracks, metal towing cables. That would be a lot of fun, I think.
Definitely,
Just for kicks,
Yeah. Yeah, no, I can go with that. I think, as you say, perhaps we could do that somewhat as a SIG somewhere down the line. A naked build, literally. So you can go as far as primer if you wanted to, and that's it though. So
I think that would be interesting.
Because a lot of people said about when I did the 190, because I used white primer. The only reason I used the white primer is so people could see what I was doing when I was doing the re-riveting.
Yeah.
So I just needed a way of showing it on camera, because when you're trying to do it, you can't see a thing unless it's got primer down. So I put the wash onto it so you could sort of see me going along doing it, and everyone was like, "Oh, that looks so good. It's such a shame you had to cover it up." So it would be nice in some ways to do it, I say, like a completely naked model.
Yeah. Just show off all the parts.
That's it, and just show all the parts, the photo etch. Because sometimes, as you know, with aircraft as well, you do externals covered in photo etch everywhere and grills and that. But say once it's painted, you just lose the lot,
Yeah,
so it's such a shame.
See these, Phil?
All right, yeah.
Let
me make you full size.
Those are really
right. You got the
really nice. Yeah, it'd be just fun just to put those on and show them off and see how well this shows up. This might be too much reflection.
No, you're all good. Yeah.
Too bad.
Lovely. Yeah.
That would be really fun. And then I picked all of those up at the last national show. Where's the rest? Many parts. Oh, there they are. And all of this. Yeah, this would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
As the rubber skirts.
Yeah, definitely. But again, if you was to paint that all up, you'll lose all of that. Nobody will know the sheer amount of work that has gone into it.
Yeah.
With all of that. So you say it'd make a good build to do it naked just to show it all. You know.
So, but yeah, I've got quite a few builds planned. But as we know.
Yeah, that's it. Oh,
not
definitely.
everything goes according to plan.
No, definitely not.
I think I want to concentrate on that SU-25. That's going to take a lot of time, a lot of work. And the last one was a lot of fun, but it takes a lot of time to line up all the panels and re-rivet everything back in. But I think that would be a fun entry.
Well, at least you're sort of forewarned because obviously the kits are almost identical as in construction wise.
Yeah.
So this time round, you're a little bit. You've done one before. You know roughly how it all's going to go. You know the pitfalls in it. You know, so. So yeah. Did you ever finish off the Dutch F-16?
The Israeli 16 or the what is it? The display one. Yeah, that's done. Actually,
it's done.
Yeah, I actually gave that to one of my friends.
Ah, right.
He liked it that much. Turned out the decals are very, very tricky to get them right. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I keep messing with my camera, but
Mm-hmm.
try to get it back steady here. They're nice, but man, I think it could have been better.
Well, the thing is, you said that's a lot of decals to go down on that
Yeah.
one. It's not like a straightforward decaling job. And you had the thing, because obviously with the paintwork, it was a specialist paint job underneath it. You know, getting the right shading and everything down in there. So it was a lot of things come together very quickly with that build at the end.
Yeah. Got that zero paint ordered. That works pretty well, and then sure enough, you know, once I finally started building it, who's the French guy from Sci-Heart that makes the decals? Finally got an acrylic paint that one of my friends gave to me. He said, "Oh, you should try it. It's actually pretty good." So this stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I used a zero paint mix on it. It's still sitting here. So you can see that. Whoops.
Other way. That's it. Yeah.
You can see the yellow and the orange in there still.
Yeah.
But yeah, even that paint was quite a challenge. You know.
I can well believe it. Definitely.
Good time with that.
Hmm.
Might try that again. Kind of know what the pitfalls with the decals now.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of builds, what is it? I must be skewered. Planes on poles.
On poles, yeah.
I think I'm gonna do Mirage 2000D.
Nice, yeah.
With an anniversary scheme on it. That Marcus got me turned on to. Let me see if I can find that one. That's pretty cool. See, all my planned builds are pretty close by, actually. Here's the decal sheet for that. There it is. Yeah, this is a pretty cool sheet. Let's see if we can get the other way.
Yeah, lovely. Yeah.
Really nice scheme on there. Especially on the bottom, so it'd be kind of fun to put on an in-flight and make it slightly banked so you can see the bottom of it.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's another planned build. I think that's as far as I want to commit.
Yeah. I must admit, for the plane on poles, I'm thinking of going big scale.
Oh yeah.
And doing my F-18F in 30 seconds to go along with my F-14.
Oh, that'd be nice. Very good.
So, yeah, something a little bit big mission for that one.
Yeah, that'd be
But
fun.
the thing is, I've always had it in my head that I was going to have both together, both in bounty hunter markings, because I've got loads of reference photos of them both flying together. So it was a case of, right, okay, we'll, you know, have them both flying in formation, as in the photos, in flight.
Yeah,
when they were
good.
doing the handover, because I think, wasn't it, the bounty hunters were one of the first squadrons to stand up with the Super Hornet, so they were using both.
Yeah, that'd be.
Just before the workups, because it was in the markings of. So I thought, okay, we can do this. We'll manage.
It's about as dry as close enough, I think. Kind of getting to the point where things are drying and get a little bit tricky to move them.
Okay, this will be fun. Tweezer time. Okay, so. And.
Okay.
I'll work out how both of these are going to go.
Shabby, actually.
Sorry?
I squeezed that muffler in there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, lovely. Cool.
Nice squeeze fit. Now we can keep moving along. Get this guy on there.
Right, these are a real pain. Yeah, right, okay. Microsurgery.
Spray that block first.
Alright. Rob Lee, hi Phil and Hans, loving the build so far. I do find there's too many threads to post a comment on through in these events, group build 6. Also, I lose track of whose I have and haven't commented on, so apologies to anyone I haven't commented on their threads. Yeah, trust us, it's always a bit of a thing, don't worry about it. Very well done to everybody, especially the armour guys. I thought the tanks would be a doddle for a 4-day build, but there's some quite complex ones being built. If the Florites want to look, I just updated my build thread. Just missed the recap though. Shameless plug. Yeah, plug in, Lee. It's alright, we'll get back to it soon. I'll do it in about 10 minutes. We'll go and have a run through. Kane, he says, hi guys, recently got the Aries exhausts. One of the cans had a chip. Got you. Do you mean that chip just off the corner? Do you have any tips on how to fix these? Is this the first time that I've worked off with a chunk? Chances are that chip may be in a bag somewhere.
Yeah.
Because resin just tends to crack and fall apart, but it's actually very easy to put it back together because it breaks very cleanly. So what you can do is just put a smidge of super glue and put the chip back in, and that's what I tend to do. That's why when I do the reviews and that, as I always say, never ever throw away those little bits you find in the bags, because the chances are it could be a bit off or something, like a chip. So many a time, something like this, if you've got a little bit of a nick out of a corner, I'll find the part, smidge of super glue, push it in, job done, finished it. If you can't find it, then obviously a tiny little bit of filler. You know, just pop a little bit of filler in there.
I would fill that with super glue and just spray it with some kicker and just sand it in. Yeah, you won't be able to tell the difference.
No, absolutely not. Also, the thing is, you might have the activator, the actuator will come down here anyway. You've got like a bar that will come down, I think. So it might cover a little bit, depending on how far it comes back. So it might cover the hole as well. So, as I say, don't worry too much about it until you know exactly what's going on fully. Martin. Hi Phil and Hans. Just a simple question to Phil. It might have been asked before, but I think I've missed it then. Why do you never add any pilot figures to your aeroplane models? Anyways, I'm very amusing to watch the live video builds all over the weekend, although my wife says I'm becoming an addict. To be honest, Martin, some of mine do get them. I have done it. If they're in flight, obviously they get crew. So if you look at some of my builds, like my F-14 Tomcat's got a full crew, my F-16s have got a full crew in there. I put a pilot, a MiG-21 pilot, although I didn't paint it, Ben painted it and I just nicked it off of him. I put a pilot into my MiG-21, so if it's in flight it'll have crew. If it's not in flight, I tend to have them cockpit open as if it's waiting crew. Or something else like that, so that's the reason. Also, most kits now don't come with crew. And not being a figure painter, and being, to be honest, pretty crap at it, that I tend to avoid it really. So yeah, that's the thing to that one. Really turning a compressor on or off, I would always recommend turning it off. This is Andreas. I use the cheap compressor that works good for me, but I am on my second unit. One of these, it's one of those that don't need maintenance. The first one I never turned off, and it started filling the tank on and off after about 7 or 8 months of it almost starting to burning. When I used it, smoke and all. Oh god. I bought a new one, and this time I've turned it off every time I don't do airbrushing, and it still works great after 3 to 4 years. Also, it depends on your seals. Just make sure it's not got a leak, because otherwise it's constantly running, probably as Andreas's was. So that is the trouble. It's always working. Yeah, if you've got tight seals, I must admit I use the old plumber's tape on all my joins and everything, and it's pretty airtight. It probably if I'm not using it, might fill itself up once, but it always does it at night. It always seems to anyway, and it seems to be good after that. David Hunter. Sorry, was that what we put? Yeah. David Hunter, hi guys, doing a grand job. I've done much today other than I haven't done much today other than mounting my A350 to have a sneaky look at the flying position. Hope you like it. Keep up the great work. Hopefully I'll have some primer on it tomorrow. Looking really nice. It's a sleek looking aircraft, the old A350. It's a big aircraft as well, so yeah, really nice.
Nice.
Yeah, nice job. Very nice indeed.
Seamwork on
sorry?
Civilian jet seamwork is key, right? So it's amazing. It's nice work.
Clint Carter, Thanksgiving guys, for a fantastic weekend build session. I've enjoyed this immensely. Looking forward to the next turkey shoot. God, we could do these every year. I'll be dead at the end of it. Hans, glad to hear your young one is okay after her mishap in the car. Since Phil was unwittingly predicting the said mishap, could you predict that Clint from Australia has won the lotto? Did he? Well, only if he remembers me. Funny enough, one of Mel's work colleagues, she's leaving the company last week, so she gave everyone a little present as she left. She's not left the company, she's just gone to a different division. And so she gave them all a card, like Christmas card, and in there is a lottery ticket for tonight, which is a good point. She'll have to get it out. And the big thing was, though, as I was saying, she's onto a win-win really, because if you won, you would have to give them something, wouldn't you? If you just won to like £10 million or dollars or whatever, are you going to be that tight that the person who bought you that ticket, you wouldn't give them anything?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. To do that is probably a good idea, because one, it's a gift, and you think, well, it could be an amazing gift or it could be useless. But at the end of the day, though, if it did happen to come off and that said person did win, they would, you'd have to buy something, wouldn't you, for that person? You couldn't just be that tight and just like, not get them anything. So I'm thinking it's like a win-win situation.
Yeah.
Right, well this is no way going to fit on here, so what I'm going to have to do is nip one of these out. So I'm thinking we'll take the short ones off. Okay, let's take the short ones off.
Alright, that takes care of all the glass. And no, there's one more. Are you kidding me? I keep finding little vision blocks. How did that happen? Come on. Where does this one go? I have
Right.
one more. Number 4. Where does that go?
Right, okay, so the ring bindy ones go through the top. Okay.
Give up.
Getting it?
No. This is kind of interesting. What is that? One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. That's on. That's on. No. I'll find it eventually. I thought it was done. One more little vision block somewhere. Yeah, no idea. Drives you mad.
Definitely.
You can hide some valuables in those containers, Phil.
Yeah, this is it. It was a bit fiddly. It was a bit overkill this. I'm sure they could have just moulded these in one.
Yeah. Well, you gotta make
Would have
a
been-
kit out. It's a box already, right? You gotta make a kit out of it somehow.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool though. Some neat ideas for dioramas and
Yeah, that's what I was saying with it really. It's one of those things where I think, if you're doing like just a truck or something, obviously you've got something here to work with it now. But also if you were just doing that thing of, perhaps a war zone, there's always ISO containers everywhere you go. I was saying it'd be pretty cool to hang one under a Chinook.
Yeah, that's a cool idea.
This is, I tell you, more fiddly than the entire of the build I've just finished.
Oh, what is it, like locks or something?
Yeah, it's doing the locking mechanism on it. It's like, really? Who knew it'd just be this difficult to pop these in, you know?
Yeah.
I've already put them on slightly around the wrong way, so I'm having to adjust it.
My biggest pitfall in building is if you can put it left way or right way, or if I have a 50-50 chance, right, upside down or forward,
Yeah,
pretty much guaranteed I'll do it the wrong way. You know,
yeah,
no matter
definitely. I'm the same. I'm one of those people with a USB jack,
Yeah.
you know? I have to do it 3 ways.
Yeah.
Try it once, it doesn't fit. I try it again, it doesn't fit, and then it always works the 3rd time. How does that work?
Yeah.
But
I hear you.
I am one of those people. Right, okay.
All right, there's that. Whoops. Just some tiny parts there. Wait. Almost put it in the wrong spot. How's Steve's back doing?
Yeah, as I say, I think he obviously struggles doing this type of thing, being sat still for hours on end, bless him. So that's why he pulled out. He's on about being on tomorrow night because he's got the guys all going over to his, I think.
Oh, really?
So I think they might be in tomorrow night, so look out.
Okay.
The
They're all gonna join us.
Whippet Growers Association will all be in, so look out. So yeah, it does play him up a bit. I know he suffered. It took Telford. You know, I'm on my feet all the time, but you know, I think with Steve, bless him, because of his condition, it's you know, just sitting around and all the rest of it.
Yeah, that concrete floor at Telford is not helping my back, that's for sure.
No, it's
Who's this guy?
okay. last little cleat going on. Tell you what, I'm going to try something slightly different here, which I should have done the first time. This will be one of those things. It'll be so much quicker to put the brackets and glue them to the part than trying to thread it all. I keep meaning to do it with each door, and I keep forgetting, and then I'm thinking, right, the last one we'll do it and see what happens.
1770.
There we go. Let's try this, everyone. This will be quicker.
Just that guy.
There you go. How much quicker is that? Done. The others have been fighting like 5 minutes each one. That one I did in like 3 seconds. So there we go. Put them on before the other bit. Ridiculous. Okay, right. Right, guys. Just a quick warning to get your posts updated, and I'm going to have a look in about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is your 2-minute warning. Okay, so there's the end on. Looking good.
Yeah.
Really there.
Just these tiny little bits to go here.
Yeah.
And one vision block wherever that's supposed to go.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a travel lock over here. That's it.
Cool.
I think. Do a little bit of priming on here. And paint that black. Maybe that's what I should do. That way I can get that in there. Give that a chance to dry. Let's move those guys out of the way. And there's these guys. So I should clean those up a little bit.
And the handles. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Right, okay, let's have a look at around. I'll stick that there. Okay, so just to questions first. And hi Phil and Hans, this is from Andrew. Just been catching up on some old daily vlogs and heard about the Zvezda Star Destroyer. And your self-centered censored thoughts on it. What do you think? The problem with that one, Andrew, is that it's not going to be available in the UK. Apparently, as we know, Disney are being pretty hot on where you can buy and sell kits for the various regions allocated through the terms of, you know, franchising and stuff like that. As we know, the US sort of work along the things with Hasbro and all of those types of things. Over in Europe, Revel of Germany, they've got it. Japan obviously have got it through Bandai, and Zvezda have got it in that part of the world around the sort of China region and the sort of Middle East. So that is where they've got. So the Zvezda Star Destroyer will not be available in the UK officially. Obviously, like Bandai, you'll still be able to get it, but it won't be through the usual UK distributors and things like that. So don't expect to see it at Hannant's or at sort of Creative Models in the UK. And the US, I'm not sure, but I know it won't be available through, because the Zvezda distributor to the UK has confirmed that they will not be getting it because of obviously the various regions that it can be sold and where it can't be sold. My thoughts on it, it looks okay, but when you put it up against the Revel 25 quid kit, alright, it's not as big, but I think it's got more detail, to be honest. There seems to be more better detail on it. The thing is, I'm very spoilt because obviously I've got mine. Mine is a tiny bit bigger than the Zvezda one, if we're honest, but not much. It's only another 3 inches bigger. But if you look at the level of detail on mine compared to the Zvezda one, I was left very much wanting. And actually, I think the detail that is on the, technically the Snap Tight Kids kit for the Star Destroyer is better, I think, than the Zvezda one. But I would have got it, don't get me wrong, and I probably would have built it. But unfortunately, it's not going to be readily available here in the UK. So from that point of view, it's a bit of a pants one, that is. Obviously you'll get it, but what's going to happen is it's going to be at a premium like everything. You know what these things are like. As soon as it's a premium job, the price goes through the roof for it.
Yeah.
Okay, so have you ever built anything sort of Bandai wise, Hans?
No, I have not. No. I've done the closest that I've gotten to anything sci-fi would be Battlestar Galactica type stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Way back when, though. It's just got so many things to build already, and I like watching the movies. I'm just not into building it. I don't know why. I can't put my finger on it, really.
Well, no, everyone has their genres of interest. No, nothing wrong with that.
I have to give it a whirl, though. One of these days.
Yeah. I'll send you one and make you do it.
Alright.
Okay, so Andy's been pushing on with the Buffalo. If I make this full screen, the world can see. And he's got all the cockpit down in there and installed in. Looking good, Andy. A little bit of touch-up work in that. So yeah, really coming together. Nice job. Very, very good. It's one of those kits, the Tamiya one. It's very popular, that Buffalo.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a particularly nice looking aircraft, but hey ho.
They look kind of squat, funky on a model table, but they're fun though. They're really fun.
Yeah, definitely. So we got the paintwork going down onto this. Was it the I-16? I've forgotten what it was now. Sorry.
Yeah, it's polycarbonate. I-16. Yeah, love those little guys.
Yeah, it's like a BG thing, isn't it? All engine. Yeah, really nice job on that. Nice camo work coming through. Be nice to see when those the actual markings are revealed. That'll be a really nice time to see. So Andrew's been working on the glider, which we were saying about. There it is. Really nice, complete with a cat. Looks like a raccoon, that cat, from that picture. I had to do a double take actually from this angle. Is that a cat? It's got to be a cat. It looks like a raccoon. Cool.
Oh.
Very nice job. See, lovely. Something a little bit different. We've got the big tuple.
Oh yeah, tuple. I call it an icicle.
Icicle.
That's what I call it.
It's like a stalagmite when it's upright. Lovely, coming together. That's actually quite a complex kit. It's more complex than I thought it was, definitely. So well done on that one. We've got the T70 from Daz, who's got the photo etch there coming along with that one as well. So that would be a nice one to see, Daz. Nice one on that. And we've also got the V1. Nice work down in there. Some nice little touches, making it all seamless, getting rid of the blemishes, all the little bits. Beautiful work. Squaring up the old pitot for it. And the fan on the front. Isn't that the arming device on the front? Wasn't it that thing that counted the distance and then cut the engine, wasn't it?
The revolutions and then it.
Yeah. So yeah, very nice touch on that. Great job. My nan, actually, this is one of the things, when she was alive, was telling me, because she was in the Blitz in the East End of London, and they used to routinely fly over, and she was saying it was always that thing where, out of everything, it's more terrifying with those because you could hear them coming.
Yeah.
And it's when you didn't hear them that was the problem, because you'd hear them and then you wouldn't, and you'd have no idea where it was. So she said that was a lot more terrifying than anything else. She said, you get the bombers overhead, well, you sort of, it sort of take your risks and all the rest of it. But my grandfather was a warden out and about, so when she was down in the shelter, he was up on the surface. So, yeah.
Crazy.
Right, we've got Corsair coming together. Gear looking good, coming along nicely, guys. Well done. And what do we got? We've got the patch. How are we doing with the patch? White going on the patch, looking really good. Fantastic. I just can't. When you post up, Michael, on your next one, just let us know what it actually is. Is it a 3D printed one, or have they literally taken a cast off of a real patch? Because it's got the texture in it. That's
yeah, the texture is really cool. That's a
because yeah, that's it. Is the texture like a 3D print texture that just looks like it, or is it genuinely, you know, like a fabric cast off of it? Because it is absolutely looks real.
yeah.
You know, he's done a cracking job on that. Very, very clever.
Yeah, I like
So
it.
yeah, coming along really, really nicely. Well done on that one. Where are we? Truck. Did we miss one? So there's no more in that one. Oh, is that where we're to? 3-ton truck. Cromwell. Coming along, getting on with the Cromwell. Got the paint going on there. All the different things. Everyone's favourite hedgehog. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm not the only one who does things like that then. I thought it was just me who did that. Put a face on them. What do we got? SR71.
Alright.
Well done, guys.
Very good. I like
Penny, tell Dad to go away. You know what you're doing. You're an expert. Don't need him. Ask him to borrow your airbrush.
that.
Fantastic. Well done, Rob. Got the markings going on there. Some nice chipping work as well. Nice and subtle. Don't do what I did and just make it look like it had been through a sandblaster. Really nice. Good job on that one. Fantastic. Coming together very, very nicely. That nice to see it in flight as well. Plan tomorrow. Flory wash. And whilst that's drying, get the glass in place. A couple of small parts need to be attached. A couple of touch-ups. There we go. Final matte coat. Flory washes, crossed fingers. I'm not filling in panel lines with floor kit. Now you'll be fine, it'll go in.
Yeah, bro.
It'll be good. There we go, up to date. Did we get any more completions in the completion gallery? Remember guys, when it's completed, we do. So this will be the E75 Fleck Panzer.
Alright.
So fantastic job, beautiful job.
Quick. I like it.
Yeah, it is. And I like it because it's in the primer like
Yeah.
that. That's really, really nice. That's what we were saying about it. It's quite nice to have that sort of back to basics where it's got like the old turret with the sort of primer bits and great.
Yeah, nice.
Very nice job on that. Yeah, beautiful work. And as I say, something different.
Yeah.
That's the nice thing to it.
That's neat.
And that's what I love about you guys when you do this, because you know you've got so much varied between everyone now that you know, just knowing what you're going to do and come up with and everything else like that, it's absolutely fantastic. You know, the variety that we get, absolutely brilliant.
How many entries are in there now?
Hold on, I can tell you that category. We are in entries down here, 66.
Wow. Jeez.
So yeah,
Very good. Very good.
well done guys. Yeah, that is fantastic.
Nice.
Brilliant job. Okay. Mark says, hi Phil, on the container you're building, is it possible to recreate the dents of different sizes, or possible be an idea for vehicle damage? One other, what is the dimensions of the Tamiya 10mm jars? I am laser cutting my shelving and I believe that they are 34mm in dimension. And what is the height? Hold on, I can tell you that. Let me get me calipers. I'll work on with it. Calipers. Okay, so width. Unscrew. Yeah, width is 34. Millimeters. Height is 43 millimeters, which has got the slip on it, and then as you say your overall is 34. I personally, that's tight, I would go 35, and that gives you a little bit of breathing room. It's probably only like half a mil in that, I would say it's closer to 35 than 34. Literally. So yeah, go for that on that one. Towards Tamiya jars. So yeah, 35 mil by 40. Yeah, say 44. That gives you a little bit of room as well. My overall height that I have in mind for anyone who is interested, which I think is perfect height for the MRPs, is thing to go big enough is 102 millimeters. That's my shelf height, which is what I would when I redo mine. That's probably the width I'll go for right the way round. Probably 100 mil all the way in, because you've got enough room then to move her around, and you can stack 2 Tamiya bottles on top of each other.
Yeah, mine are. Let's see.
I think the MRPs are the tallest bottles out there, aren't they?
Yeah, it's basically the same jar as an all-clap bottle, right?
It is. It's a standard European glass 30 mil.
Yeah, my shelving where the MRPs are at are 11 centimeters, so 110, or the other way around, or let's see, 4 1/4 inch.
Yeah.
Looks pretty good.
As for dents and divots, yeah, we could do that. I can put in some heated ones where I'm sort of, you use a hot piece of metal and push into it, and to recreate dents and that. Yeah, we can do that. We'll give that a whirl tomorrow. And Alan says, hi Phil and Hans, I've been thoroughly enjoying the turkey shoot, even if it's not easy to follow during the continuous treatment on my eyes. However, I must tell you of the amazing incident as I was waiting for an injection. Oh God, that's horrible. In my eye yesterday. I was like, really? Do you see the needle come in, or does it come in from the side?
Don't talk about it.
Like something from a Bond film where it's got the needle coming into the eye. We'll make you talk. Yeah, I'll tell you everything you want to know. Right, okay. There is not a lot of conversation as everybody is waiting for the similar treatment. I bet you're all sat there terrified. The next patient is called Muhammad Ali, right? As it happens, do I have to pre-read this in case I get in trouble?
Yeah.
As it happens, I met the Great One a couple of times. Oh, well done. Which I'll never forget. However, the person who stood up had a large round body and very small head. He's like me then, much resembling BB-8. This coincided with the answer to the question in Tuesday's Q&A, Phil, so I had to start with the BB-8 in Star Wars December. Dr. whatever, I can't even pronounce that, Bendin Schneider, who has been taking good care of me for some months now, couldn't understand how I was still chuckling when I was my turn to be poked in the eye with a sharp needle. Please, do we have to? Hans, hope the turkey went down well and you're enjoying the Cowboys winning again.
Yeah, that was a good game. Of course, I didn't watch it because I was sitting at the bench here, but I listened to pieces and parts of the game. That was good. Enjoyed that. And speaking of football, tomorrow is my beloved Broncos playing KC. First place in our division. So, whatever. I think it was moved to the night game, so I can work the whole day, Phil.
All right, okie dokie. Yeah, no problem.
And the turkey is good. I still have leftovers right now. Just a turkey sandwich about, 2 hours ago already? Yeah. Yeah, those are good. It's my favorite time of year.
Yeah.
And pay for it. Got Heidi chasing me on, when are you going to get off your workbench and start riding your bike?
Yeah.
So it's all your fault, Phil. I'll say.
It. Just blame me as always. It's like at Telford, the amount of partners that come up and they're like, "Do you realise I have to put up with you?" He sat up in bed watching you and stuff like that. I'm like, well, you know, could be worse. He could be down the pub. At least you know where he is.
Yeah, I usually watch the daily vlog during work, during lunchtime. So, yeah, of course I work from home, but Heidi will be home. She's like, "Oh, it must be lunchtime. Here's Phil."
That's it.
Just enough time to catch up during lunch and quickly see what's going on and stay current, you know.
Yeah. I must admit, it's lovely meeting people at Telford, and you know, some of the stories which you hear from not just individuals but from families as well. And we had I don't want to go into too many details about it, obviously, but he's a veteran and obviously had a hard time of it. Let's face it, like many, especially sort of, you know, rehabilitation and that after coming back from Afghanistan and that. And I had a lovely talk to his wife, who was saying how, you know, she honestly thinks if it wasn't for us doing this, he wouldn't be here. Because he was just so, you know, stressed out and everything, and it was his way of just getting his head down and getting on with life. You know, and he sort of would just go off and say, right, I'm off to watch the guys and all the rest of it. And so yeah, absolutely fantastic, bless. Right, now how the hell are these supposed to fit in here? Can we have it unlatched? Jesus God, this is fiddlier. This is the most fiddliest thing I've done in absolutely freaking ages. This is ridiculous. Oh right, I've got it. They click in. Okay. Okay, I can live with that. Got you now.
I have a new respect for you, Phil. Working in front of the camera, I'm trying to constantly adjust my angles while I'm working.
Yeah, you get used to it after a couple of years.
Just
To be honest, I had somebody round here the other day, and they were watching whilst I was doing a review.
yeah,
And they were sat opposite. He said, "I was like, yeah, I'll just sit here. Yeah, that's right, it's fine. I'll just be half hour." And he was saying, "It amazes me you don't actually look at the item. You're looking at the screen." And I said, "Well, I have to, because I need to see what they can see. There's no point me talking about something if they can't see it."
right.
So he said, "So you don't actually look at the item yourself?" And I said, "Well, also the thing is, because I've got it in HD, you know, right in front of me, and actually in 4K, as it's doing it, it's clearer than me having to squint and look at it myself."
Yeah, there you go.
So yeah, so I said to him, the point of view, you know, from that point, it's actually better looking at the screen. But he was saying it's amazing that you don't actually look at the part, you're looking at the screen as you're talking. You know, you're looking up and talking to the screen, and it's like, well, yeah, that's it. You're sort of multitasking, getting it all done at the same time. Comes with practice.
Yeah. No, it's just so tricky to be in constantly. I guess I work pretty close in is what I do a lot. You know, I guess now I finally figured out the root of my problem in my neck.
Yeah, leaning over.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oops. Jeez. What's the flash on these drive sprockets?
Mhm.
That's a cleaning.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, last one.
What's that last one? Oh.
It's the actual one. Putting the handles, which are crazy because they have to click in without breaking them, and then you have to sort of glue them to the bar and then glue them in place as well. So it's almost a workable part in theory. It's not often I actually use tweezers, but I could do your magnifier.
Yeah, like I said, you know, I need them. It's kind of a hassle. You learn to work very close in, I guess.
Yeah.
But you know, at first I did it just to get better accuracy with my cutting of the screw.
Mm-hmm.
Then I got so used to it, and now if I take it off, working on little parts, I can't even see it anymore.
Yeah. So there we go. That's all of those installed in there. This door, I assume you could have it open.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could have them as open or closed. It's not a problem with that. Originally, I thought it was just going to be you could only ever do them as enclosed, because that's, to be honest, the only option you get. You only get that option to be closed, but you could have it open.
Looks really cool, though.
Hmm.
I like that. Yeah, do some metal scraping like along the bars and stuff, and do some oil.
Yeah.
And then on the bottom where those big holes that you see, that's where the tackling pieces go in. That'd be cool to see some scrapes on that, and then oil drips and prime it.
Yeah. Probably what I'm going to do is I'll prime this in a minute. Let's let that dry off. I'll get it in the primer, and then tomorrow we'll go through the motions of it. So what I'll do is I will do it all silver or in aluminium, seal that with a coat of clear, and then we're going to go over it with probably Vallejo's a soft acrylic to try and get this to really show different things. And then what we'll do is it'll be like a new container, and we can show all the different steps of going back. So we will put some dents in it.
Yeah.
I'll heat up some metal bars, press those into it to give dents. And then obviously what we do scuffing techniques, sanding techniques, normal chipping, and everything else. So between it all, I think we'll should be able to cover quite a lot with it. Yeah, I think he's all right. I'll use a little bit of thicker glue, I think, down here.
Got those, though. I wonder. Prime that. Yes. Oh, I gotta paint that black. Switch some cameras here.
Guys, tomorrow.
Save. All right. Let's get some paint ready. Let's see if we're better. Let's see if we're better this afternoon. Let's see. It's quite the mess.
So did it blow out the top of the colour cup?
Yeah, haven't had
a complete block.
Honestly, not happened for a year. Of course, you're on camera. There it goes.
Oh, always. Oh, definitely. Oh, welcome to my world.
Yeah.
My worst when it's sometimes
I honestly think it was because I sprayed that lacquer with the Model Master, which I rarely use, and I think it just swelled up the O-ring.
Are you not Teflon seals in there?
Not in this one, though. One of these days, right? I'm lazy. Don't be like me.
Oh well, your next care package, I'll pop you some in because I've got a load.
Yeah, I'd love to have some. That'd be awesome. In my care package, if you can, get me another Flory models shirt, since.
Yeah, to be honest, the company who did them has gone bust.
Oh yeah.
Which explains whilst the last ones we had were crap. They really were. The printing, I've still got them. They're not very good. To be honest, one of our members bought two. He had the last two we actually had.
Yeah.
So from that point of view, he was quite lucky with that. So he's made off with me last two. But what we're having done is new ones. We're going to have the Flory Girls logos on the arms as well. You'll be able to choose, hopefully, if you want to have Lynn, which is obviously pigment, then we've got Mel and all the other girls, and then obviously you can pick the one you want. So you'll be able to go through them with the 4 girls that we've got. So
yeah, that'd be fun.
So yes, definitely. So yeah, because we have Mel, Tracy, Lynn, and did we ever name the other one? Alex, that was it. Because it's Iceberg and Alex, who she was designed after. So yeah. Right, okay, that was enough of poking people in the eye with sharp needles. Okay, Andrew says, cheers for the thoughts on the on the Star Destroyer. Did a bit of research and saw the price of 80 to 90 euros. Talked about for the Zvezda, so I think we'd be better off pimping up the Revel job anyway. P.S. Cat wants your address so he can come round and sort him out, call him a raccoon. Hey, you'd have to get past my cat. And to be honest, I don't know if you watched it, my cat attacks people. I don't know why, it doesn't do it to me, but Ron, watch the live show from last month, because Ron got attacked by the cat, was actually hanging off his leg for most of the show.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, poor old Daisy had him by the leg.
Jesus.
Okay, but he's a cute, I like raccoons, call him Bert. Anyway, Seth says, love the show, really helping me push along with the scimitar, doing a grand job on that one, Seth's looking great. Have you ever thought of running a TeamSpeak server or something similar during this? I can imagine having 100 people chatting could make the live show a bit chaotic, but maybe side channels for builders to talk back and forth whilst you do the show could be a lot of fun. We do. I use TeamSpeak all the time, to be honest, because when I'm flying online, that's what we use, so I'm used to using it. The trouble we have for us sitting here doing it is that, again, when you're talking and you get more than a couple of people talking, you end up talking over each other. It's bad enough when we have the live show and you got the guys here because they're talking amongst themselves, and then us, and I'm talking to you, and then perhaps with Steve, and it becomes very disjointed. That's the only trouble. The other thing as well, we tried live chat. That doesn't work because the thing is you're trying to answer somebody's question, it disappears and you can't keep up with people's questions. So originally we did test out the YouTube live chat and it worked until you get a few people in there, and then all of a sudden they're having a conversation and it's very hard for us to read the post because they just gone. You know, you get a couple of 100 posts in there every couple of minutes and you just can't keep up with it. So it's easier having this way. It's almost like ticketed, so everyone is in turn is taken care of and we make the way through it. So, but yeah, it's one of those things. We could sort out something like it. As I say, it's free and all the rest of it. Mark says, evening guys, fleeting visit towards the end of the show, been at work all day, son's finally in bed, time to chill. Regards, Mark. Definitely, Mill. Sit back, chill, relax. Okay. Richard said, hi guys. Been trying to catch some of the streams over the last couple of days. Finally sat down at the bench and about to start weathering my SU-24. I've got a couple of reference photos to guide my efforts in chipping. Some of the leading edges. My plan is to use a sponge and use it dry. In dry brush manner. Would that be the best option? Yeah, if tear a sponge so it's really horrible and then dab. I wouldn't sort of dry brush with it, because what you're going to do is just going to get sort of more scraping instead of natural chipping. Because airflow gets under chips, it tends to lift it and rip it. It's more, not so much, like Hans has got there, that sponge works absolutely great for it. So I would do more dabby effects to give nice sort of chipping and work through it that way, rather than dry brushing with it, because if you're going to rub it, you're going to get a lot of silver in there very, very quickly. What Steve mentions as well, it's great for doing scraping though, because you use a sponge and then like a dry brush effect and then drag it, you'll get like a scratch, which works better on things like armour and vehicles and that type of weathering, because it's very natural with it. But aircraft, it does tend to be, it gets a little chip in there, and then obviously with the airflow it just gets something under it and it rips it a little bit and then it rolls back, and that's how they do it. Or it's wear and tear, just being walked on and worn away that way. But leading edges, they get a lot of that. So yeah, but basically have a look around at some of the other ones. John Bennett, hi Phil. Has Google, Phil and Hans, Google, I can never pronounce it. It's Davros, isn't it?
It's Davros. Davros.
Yeah, Davros, isn't it? He's the thing, and he's the one who's building. I do know him. It's just I don't follow it that much. When you say it and then you have a look, it makes sense. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm building it for Comic Con. It's life size. Just a quick question: do you or Hans know if MRP do Federal Standard 2400 Aggressor Tan in their paint range?
I thought they just released those aggressor colors. Is that brown in
Hold
there?
on, I'll have a look. Hold
I
on.
gotta go look.
Hmm.
Let's see. I'll give my compressor time to catch up. Let's see. I think it's their last set, Phil. All the way in the
Oh, is
back at the back end of the catalog. There should be a blue, a lighter blue, a dark blue. I think they the browns.
Hold on, greens. These are the last colours they've just done.
Sac Bomber Green is the last color that they just released.
Exterior grey 247. What numbers do I go to? I only go up to 200, so yeah, I'm definitely out of touch.
Let me see.
Light Arctic grey. Light sea grey. Oh shit, no one's.
Almost there. See if I can catch you.
Yeah, that's the only ones I'm showing those. Hold on.
It's the number 20400.
20400 search.
20.
Which? Yeah, they do. MRP do it. MRP 244. Hold on. That's the one.
Found it?
Yeah, found it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think
So it's acrylic.
they just came out maybe like, I want to say maybe a month ago.
I must admit, I didn't know they had. Shows what I know. I'm well behind.
Time to buy some more.
Oh, don't. I spent 400 quid, including postage, on it. It's like, my God, it must be mad. Thing is, I bought some and then ended up buying another from Merrick as well. I felt conned. Yeah, so there we go. Yes, they do. So it's your number MRP 244. Who knew? Definitely not me. Oh God, you see what I'll be doing tomorrow morning?
Here comes some more.
Yeah, that's it. Cheers, keep up the great show. Cheers, John. Thank you, John. And right, that gets us there. Let me just check other sources to make sure nobody else is saying hello via anything else. Okay, welcome to Robin, who's literally just joined the site. I might be able to let you in. I don't want to do it that way. I might be able to let you in this way into the forum directly. Okay, hold on. Categories. Welcome, Robin. You are now in the forum. Okay. That's fine. Sort that out after the show. That's all good. Hi Phil and Hans, loving the show. Absolutely great being able to follow on your builds. What brilliant work you do. Thank you very much, Jeff.
Yeah,
Just check in here. No, nothing in Facebook. That's okay. Cool. Right.
all up.
Yep, all up to date. We're all good.
All right.
Okay, and there we go. Put that one on there. You're not looking at a picture of me arm.
Let me know if that compressor makes too much noise. I can.
No, you're all good. Funny thing is, I came off air and my computer, because it got quite warm in here, I've turned the heater off in here now and turned the radiator right off. But literally, as we came off air, my computer just went into overdrive with all the fans suddenly all spooled up. So it's literally just idling in the background normally, but because it got warm in here, it decided to turn everything on. It's like, God, you can't hear a thing when it really gets going.
Yeah.
Right, okay, let's have a look to see what everyone's been up to. Okay. Oh, very nice. Okay, so Mark's been busy working on the ATATI thing. I don't know what you call it. It's an ATRT, I think. All-terrain reconnaissance something or other. It's basically a bike with legs.
Blotchy camouflage is cool.
Very nice. Good work on that one, Mark. That's great. What else we got? Steve's just poking on that one. Still talking about that one. I don't know what keeps dropping back to there. Okay, that's all good. Where are we? Refresh. Rob's posted up Steve's thing. Post it again, Rob. Whatever your question is, just as separate. You don't have to quote him. That's fine. We can do that one. Clint, hi Phil and Hands. Have you checked Stefan's build of the 148 sub? That might be a bit of work for a turkey shoot. Just a bit. Have you seen the size of those things?
Yeah.
They're like 5 foot long. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, the local hobby shop got 3 of those things in. It was last weekend. We looked at them and they're just massive. It's unreal. But yeah, I saw Stefan started pulling his. That's going to be a fun thread to follow.
Yeah.
If you haven't
I must
looked,
admit, they had it at Telford, obviously the UK distributor, and it was there on display. It was sort of pride of place on their stand, and it's just monster, absolutely huge. That's a real love job, that one. The only good thing about it is that at least you've got somewhere to put it, because it will fit on most shelves.
Yeah. It's cool looking, but my God, it's an amount of plastic that's just frightening.
Yeah, definitely. Right, let me get rid of that one.
Who's the? Trying to think of who does converts everything into RC on our forum.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it does the boats and converts to RCs. Yeah, very cool.
There's a opportunity right there for it.
Okay, Paul's done a little bit more on his half track. That's not half track. Wheels coming along very nicely, all painted up and done. Well done, Paul. Looking very good on that one. Well done, Paul. If we go back and we refresh, and we just go in there and we'll refresh. No, everyone's up to date. Cool. We'll say I can't do much on mine because I was going to do it, but I'm just waiting for this to dry. I had a small little gap there, so I've just done a quick fill job on it, which is dry, but I need to sand it, so I'll sand that in the morning and then be ready for primer and everything when we're back on there at 1 o'clock. And we go through the motions. I've even lost what day it is now completely. I came out after today and I was like, what day is it? I haven't got a clue. Is it Sunday? Monday? I don't know.
Saturday.
It's Saturday today.
There we go. There's that guy.
Hold on, let me make you full. Oh, yours. There we go. Very good. Cool.
There's the little muffler in there. That's ready to be primed.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's looking good. Fits pretty good. Right.
Yeah. You've had no real fit issues with that kit at all, have you?
No, not really. Just a couple of little seam problems, I guess. But to be honest, like we were talking last night, it's hidden underneath that rubber, or what is it, leather, I guess. Mantlet cover. That's What else did I have? Oh yeah, on the side, like underneath here. But realistically, it's kind of hidden. Yeah, if you're not, yeah, you can see it right
Yeah.
along this side here.
Hmm.
Really, yeah, it's one of those things. But yeah, it fits pretty good.
Hmm.
It's coming together.
It is. Really taking shape now.
A
What's
little
the
bit.
plan on it tomorrow? Apart of what you...
I should have all this primed. I think during the day, while you're sleeping, I think I'll do the base green. I think first instead of the brown. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Probably the base green because everything underneath is all green, so I can just um, get that all done, mask it off, and then we'll do the panzer putty on the top.
Yeah.
We'll do that tomorrow, so we have someone to show.
Hmm. Yeah, that's cool.
There we go. But yeah, I'll probably this afternoon I'll spray everything green after I just do this little bit of primer work. But it's there. Just got to do the little travel walk. There's like 2 bars that go across here that holds the stowed. But yeah, out of the box, this is pretty neat actually. It's a cute little tank. How can a tank?
I must admit, for a while when I was obviously reviewing the Tacom and never built one, it was that thing where you look at it and it I don't know, it looks quite big and chunky on the sprues, but
Yeah.
after working on the the Chieftain, it just falls together. It's beautifully done. The engineering's fantastic. It sort of, as you say, a lot of the seam lines hide each other and everything else like that. So yeah, good stuff. But no, it's looking lovely. Really, really nice.
Pretty neat. It's a little hard to see all that black on there, but
Oh no, you can still see it. It's still clear.
yeah, pretty neat.
Yeah.
How can a tank be cute, right?
Well, this is it. You just want to make it look heavy. The secret to all good armour ones is where they look really, really heavy, and it's surprising when you pick them up that they don't.
Yeah. And then I guess my dreaded tracks this afternoon, maybe tonight, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
No commitment.
Yeah, we'll be on tomorrow though. We expect them all done.
That's right. This took a while just to get this little section done, but they seem to be holding up like that and that jig pretty well. So that works like a treat. Oops, too much reflection.
Yeah.
It's getting
looking really, really good. Fantastic.
Good stuff.
Good stuff, definitely. Right, okay, so Rob says, hi all, great and entertaining, it surely is. Due to family commitments, I can't participate, however, I've already stockpiled my December Star Wars kits, 12 of them, at the 132nd Trumpeter MiG-15, if I finish them. Keep up the great work. Counting down the days to December. Cheers, Rob. Yep, looking forward to it. As I say, don't panic, everyone. You're still going to have other things coming up because we will still be working our way through the Meteor. So next week, technically, the Gundam thing is done. I say thing, the car is done. I've just got to put him really together, and then he's got to be weathered. So there isn't much on there. But from your point of view of following, you're still literally probably about 2 weeks behind where I am. And then obviously that will follow through into December. Then in December I'll be starting on something else as well as all the Star Warsy bits and everything else, because you know that's just my thing. I get my 1 month thing a year, keeps me sane, and doing all the Star Warsy bits and pieces like that, and then a few things next year as well. So that's all good. Right, let's have a look at your work before we go. If anyone's done any more, if you've done any more, post them up now, kids. Okay, Michael's done, I think, a bit more to the patch. Lovely job. There's the white on there. Phil, the patch is resin. I think it's cast from a real badge because of the stitching detail. Yeah, it's just like the real patch. Last coat of white going on before I pick out the ice tomorrow. I absolutely love it. I think that is just so clever.
That's the coolest thing I've seen. As simple as it is, it looks like a real piece of just cloth.
It does, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that is the real clever thing about it. as you say, it's something literally that is just so simple. And when you said first of all on the Q&A show, could you do it? It's like you look at it and you think, yeah, why not? But now you see it, it's actually really, really cool.
Yeah.
As I say, and I've just never seen anything like that before. I've never seen anyone do anything like that either. So that's what I really love about it, because it's totally different. So yeah, be cool. And I say, by the time you pick out the eye, it'll just absolutely pop. But it looks like it would flex in your hand. It looks like material.
Yeah.
I would think if you pick that up, you'd be able to scrunch it. You know, it looks that good. So you've done a fantastic job on that. It's real kudos to you there, Michael. Stunning job on that one.
Yeah, keeping it flat, you know, that flat paint, it's tricky. To keep
Yeah.
it real cloth that's nicely done.
Definitely. Daz, he's been working on his photo etch. So he's got the actual grills there for the T70.
Yeah.
Nice. Ooh, photo etch. Good work, Daz. Fantastic on that one. If we just refresh in here, no more. If you have got a little update, guys, post them now and we'll pop back to it. And we are in here, which we are on to the next page. Andrew says, just wanted to say building along like this was great fun. Really interactive. Keep up the great work. I'm hoping to enter something else tomorrow if I have time. Well done, Andrew. Love it. As I say, ISO containers. Fun for the whole family. So this guy, for me, you know, let's say it's quite nice because it's done, so you guys can see it. The thing is, if you're thinking of a diorama type thing, you could use this as your sort of weighted block. So if you wanted to do what I was thinking of originally when I was sort of giving this thought about what I could do, I was actually thinking about one of these and having a Chinook going to lift it, so you'd have the strapping, which would obviously be something really heavy duty. But the great thing is, this would be great because you could actually put a weight inside this, so when it's down, it's really down, so it's not going to just knock over. So if you did have a helicopter above it, this thing is so solid that you could say, right, okay, put in a good weight into it, and then that way it's just never going to move, and it'll be fine because it is a real solid piece of construction. So yeah, definitely, absolutely love it. But say, you'll have a lot of fun with that tomorrow. There'll be a lot of playing around and messing around with it and all the bits and pieces like that. Right, let's see if anyone's done any updates. Nope. Okay, we're all just done in there. Any reveals? Nope, we're all good there. And I'm just going to triple check, sometimes it's a little bit slow. And we're all good there. Let's just glance at Hans for the final bit.
What's that?
It's alright, we're just watching you for the final bit, look. No pressure.
No pressure, that's right. Trying to get these last bits blown in. And still haven't found that last vision block, wherever that's at.
Alright.
Better find it soon.
I don't think I've ever made a model in the last 10 years where I haven't lost something.
Oh yeah.
It might have toned up afterwards, but you know, as I say, technically I am one part missing off of the Bell X1.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Don't
the tiny little, tiny little handle on there is missing. So, oh, now I've got a wheel that's bent.
I wouldn't be surprised if I miss one piece. It might be that vision block. I have no idea where that goes, so I have to sit and study tonight and figure it out. Let's see here.
Right, I think I have to just stand that like that for a minute because that's it. Just need that wheel to dry. So there we go. Let me just have a quick scoot around all our little things before we go. And Herman has just done a little bit more to his Wildcat tail. That came out really nicely. Well done on that one, Herman. No problem with that at all. And he's got down the blue grey and the light grey going on there. Beautiful work. Obviously, I think he's loving the MRP paints as well. Very impressed again with them. Yeah, really, really nice. Beautiful. Well done, Herman. Nice one on that. Next up, gloss coat and decals. As I say, I reckon you could decal straight onto that stuff. I've done it. Worked a treat.
Yeah. There we go. There's that. What else? Anything else that needs to be black up on the side? Where that?
Did I just show you Herman's, or was I just looking at a separate page?
What was that?
I can't remember if everyone else saw Herman's post or not, or because I was looking on it on a different screen. If I was, I apologise. I'll just show it all again.
Pull it back up.
Just thinking about, I was watching someone on a different monitor, you see, and I was looking at it and talking about it, and I just looked across and it's you, and I'm thinking, I don't think I just showed it. Sorry, Herman. There we go.
Yeah,
Masking job, really nice, fantastic. And as I was saying, you know, you're saying gloss coat and decals. This stuff's good enough. You can just decal straight onto it. I'm pretty sure. I've had no problems with it. No, I've never had silvering with MRP at all. So,
it's so
really nice job.
so smooth. You can go directly over it. Yeah. Putting another gloss coat on is just extra work that, personally, I don't think it's necessary.
Yeah, no. But that's really nice job. Absolutely love it. It's
Yeah,
really
I like
working all the bits.
That blue is looking good. He's got some shading in there, just some weathering on the panels. Looks good.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Love it. Really good. And okay, let's just refresh in there. Okay, we are good there. And any more questions? No, we're all good there. Righto. So what we'll do is, we are literally just going to lock the Saturday one now, guys, and then what we'll do is, and then tomorrow, what will happen is, I'll unlock this just before we go on air for the Sunday one. Where's Sunday? Monday? Sunday. We'll open up this one, and you can go right the way through on there, guys. So, well done on that. Absolutely fantastic. As I say, we've got down in here 66 entries into that one. So so far we've got 2 done, but a lot of you are nicely into your builds. Still got a couple of days. Technically we've still got 2 days on it. So as and when, guys, absolutely brilliant on there. That'll be fantastic. So there we go. That will do us for tonight, because I'm absolutely cream crackered, and the ISO container can dry. So I'll leave that to dry overnight, and say I'll get that sorted out in the morning, sanded, taken care of, and then join me 1 o'clock, and then obviously I'll go straight from primer right through on this one, and we'll get this one sorted and painted. So it'll be a busy day for me on that one tomorrow. And as I say, if you've got a particular technique you'd like to see, or a particular, you know, whatever, then shoot me up in the forum, and then we can obviously demonstrate it and show you and everything else. And then Steve will be well on our way with his tomorrow. Hans will be painting his tomorrow by the looks of it.
Yeah, I think so. 2 o'clock again, UK time?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, no problem at all, mate. That will be good.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, there we go then, guys. Thank you very much all for joining us again today. For you guys who are working away, you know, don't overdo it. As we said, there's no mass panic, there's no medal at the end of this and all the rest of it.
That's right.
It does take you a little bit longer, don't worry about it. I probably won't have a chance to do the final reveal video for another week past it, because I've still got other work to do, and various things like that. So don't knock yourself out. If you did take part in this, you know, as long as you've got the majority of it done, then you know, during this last 4 days, we'll make sure it goes in for the final reveal video of everybody who took part in it. So there we go, Hans. Thank you very much for today.
Right.
Great
Thank
work.
you. Thanks for
no problem
sticking
at
with
all.
us and listening. Thank you. We'll see you guys again tomorrow.
Yeah, we will do. So there we go, guys. Thanks for watching. Catch you all tomorrow. Bye bye. Hold on. Where's the outro?